Hey there. How you doing? I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Trapped in the Mists, a Curse of Strahd tale, here on the RPG Storytelling Twitch and YouTube channels. If you are watching this on YouTube, always feel free, stop on over 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. You can chat with us live. We do our best to stay active in the chat when we can. And if you have any great suggestions, I will take them into account and play it, weave it into the story somewhere. So you can make these guys' lives real bad. So give me all the ideas. Um, it is great to see everybody again. If you are looking for backlog of episodes, our VODs are available on YouTube, RPG Storytelling, or RPGstorytelling.com. That has all the socials, all the links, all the everything, and some sweet merch. So go there, get yourself a shirt. I forgot that I was supposed to be repping a shirt tonight because I got mine and they are phenomenal. I love them. Love them to death. Love them to death. Um, yeah, I think that's just about everything
The only other
in terms
announcement
of
would be that we
heads
will not
ups.
be
Oh, go ahead.
streaming next week.
Oh, yes, yes. We will not be streaming next week. Um, our stream hoster is going to be out. Has some very, very important vacations planned and wish you all the best. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Come back to us safely because we need you for yeah, for the stream to go. Um, but yes, so we will not be live next week, but with rare exception, we are live every Tuesday. Okay, I think that's everything. So now you hear it tickling at the corners of your consciousness. You feel your mind drawn away from your body and deep into the lightless, smoke choked clouds of the mists. You find yourselves with us in Barovia, the land with no sun, and whose skies are always overcast with thick clouds of the mists. As it is now, so has it been for decades, centuries passing as has each before it. The people here are born, live, struggling against their oppressors in this dreadful domain, and they die. Some are unlucky enough to live through another turning of the cycle, when the mists and the shadowy creatures that inhabit them deem it time to wake the Count from his slumber and capture souls from beyond their borders to entertain or perhaps torture the denizens here. And this is where our story continues. Last time on Trapped in the Mists, what happened?
All right, hold on. So last time we started outside a temple on a snowy, cold as fuck mountain. Um, as the party looked through a gap in the wall of said monument, they saw a whole bunch of druids. Not too dissimilar from the druids they faced in the past, but dissimilar enough that perhaps they are, I don't know, cousin tribes, sister tribes, something of the sort. Outside this building, there were also these giant, was it topaz or amethyst
Amber.
statues? Amber, that's what it was. It was something yellow. Amber statues that had the ability to counter any spell cast in front of them. Um, this entire time, Misty was invisible thanks to Rista's magic, and we were trying to figure out what the best way to get into this place was. We tried knocking and being very forward with our intentions, and we're told or warned several times not to go away. We did the opposite. We dispelled a glyph that was on that door, entered, continued to move forward even after they won the final time, and proceeded to get fireballed 5 times in a row. A sixth time potentially would have been a TPK, but anyway, suffice to say, many of us were down. One particular person, in this case, Riss, was dead and burnt to a crisp. Gawain was able to use his paladin powers to get three of us up, get us onto Orion and outside the door. Um, at the same time, Misty was able to get Riss's body, and Nedro was able to warp um, Gawain outside of the temple as he was unable to both carry us to Orion and get himself out. Upon everyone not no longer being inside, door shuts, and we were once again warned never to return. Seeing that we now had a crispy friend that we wanted to uncrispify, we tried to head out to the abbot, though Misty seemed to have other plans, unbeknownst to the rest of the party. We made it outside of the snowy temple, across the bridge, and to Ludmilla's, well, I don't know what you call it, building where she did scientific bullshit. Anyway, upon hearing our tale, Ludmilla a used her magic to transport us closer to the abbot. We arrived in Valaki, approached the abbot, let him know what was going on. He informed us that due to the nature of risks themselves and how they are, in fact, the spirit inhabiting the body of another person, which we did know, that there would be several other spirits vying for that same body, potentially including um, Riss's original, the spirit of the actual Riss, who passed away due to a shitty as hell bully killing them. Um, upon hearing that there was only that there wasn't it wasn't guaranteed that the risk we would bring back would be the risk that Misty knew. Misty proceeded to somehow, I'm guessing, I don't actually know. I don't know if it's sending stone or some other kind of magic, contact her hag patron, Lise, the old lady of the junk in the trunk, and asked if she would be able to bring Riss back, specifically the Riss that she knows and loves, and that she would pay any price for the problem to do so. Lee said that she can and would do so, and didn't actually say what the price was, but we can imagine, being a hag, that it wouldn't be anything great. Um, and upon Misty announcing that she would do this, the abbot took a closer look at her, asked her who she was, and I don't remember the answer directly that Misty gave, but the abbot proceeded to be really, really pissy about this, calling her some kind of great evil or some other stuff, and was trying to block her from leaving, and actually went into his celestial form, which I don't think the party has ever seen.
Nope.
Not directly. You guys have
We're aware he's a celestial, though, right? Or not in so many words.
yeah, I don't
We're
know
aware
that
he's
he's ever.
something.
Yeah, there's something to him. He is clearly now like, oops, he's clearly now celestial in nature. It's pretty obvious. Um, and the way that the light is pouring off of him and that his form is just presented there for in like an intimidation display, you
Mhm.
realize this must have been what happened that one night way back in Kresk when you guys all woke up to that blinding light outside coming in through the windows that got snuffed out. That must have been the abbot.
Correct. He, the abbot himself, then proceeded to chastise Misty, which under most circumstances would be to Ned's delight because he does not think highly of her. He would describe that in a much nastier way, but that's not for me to say right now. And he then encouraged Gawain to join him in this. And we shall see what he does, what Misty does, and what the abbot does. And I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that's everything.
that
Pretty
is
much.
exactly where we left off. Um, I did tweak the abbot's voice, so from the end of last episode to the beginning of this episode, it's not the continuity is going to be broken.
Do we
But
get
I
a
like
map?
this one much better.
Because I think we
Um,
might need a map.
we'll see. I don't have a map at the moment, just because it was inside a tent and everyone's
I just want
within.
to be out of the range of any like radiant lasers that come out. That's all. Like if they're meant for a specific person, I don't want to be in the pathway.
Hmm hmm Um, so yes, so the abbot has gone full star form, and wings outstretched, glowing. He has a mace that's apparated in one hand out of nowhere, um, also glowing with just celestial energy. Um, as he addresses Misty with Riss in her arms.
Sit down before I smite you into the ground. Creature of ill intent.
My only intent is to bring back the one that I love. All others be damned if they try to stop me. And I will step
Uh,
closer to Gawain. Almost behind him, but kind of still to the side a little bit.
okay, okay. Yes, you said closer. I was like, to the abbot. The abbot's eyes are like pupilless and just burning orbs of light. And he shifts his attention to you, Gawain.
Handle this situation, or I will be forced to deal with it for you.
There's no need for violence, brother.
I
Misty,
completely agree. Have her sit down and leave the body of the child.
can Gawain roll an insight check on uh what is like on Misty's plan? Like, is it obvious that
Okay, so your specific question is it obvious that?
is it obvious that Misty intends to go to Lise and do some kind of dark bargain?
Did she not outright state that? I thought she did.
Give me
she?
me
She
a.
said it last time, I
Yep.
think.
Uh-huh.
She said that she's gonna go to Lise and Lise is gonna get it taken care of. And the abbot said that Lise was a hag. Gawain, give me a history check, just for that final site to link that final bit of information.
Oh shit. Thanks for supporting this right now. All right. History 17.
Yes, it's pretty clear that that is the line of thought of it's self-sacrifice because I have to have Riss back at all costs.
Misty, we will get Riss back. You just have to have faith that it will be done. We will do our absolute best to ensure that the proper soul finds the body.
There's a difference between doing your best and having a guarantee. I choose the guarantee.
Riss's soul is already murky enough due to the nature of undeath. Do you really wish to darken it further?
The only one getting darker is myself. And it's not like I was ever part of this group anyways.
You see, I have given you every chance to prove my instincts wrong. And I'm asking you to please trust me in this moment.
To my recollection, at every turn you've questioned everything I have done, despite me having done nothing. I've had no faith from you. Why should I
Nedro gave
put
a
it in
very,
you?
very, very obvious side eye during that comment.
In good conscience, I can't allow you to take risks and do this to them.
Would that be your conscience or your brother's?
I believe we are of one mind in this matter.
There's a of like a grip tightening on a leather handle at your comment, Misty, and the abbot is seething with supposedly righteous fury.
Just really quickly during this, like Nedro will look at the abbot and quietly just like hold his hands up and just like nod towards Gawain in the hopes that he understands that just let Gawain try and handle this.
The mists that are just sort of wisping off, like the white vapors wisping off of his eyes, sort of like shift for a second, and you realize that he's glanced over at you and acknowledged you, and you see he the tension relaxes ever so slightly. He's still ready at a moment's notice, but he's not itching on the trigger finger anymore.
He's that itchy.
If you would not listen to me, Misty, would you at least? I would also be interested in what Nedro thinks in this matter.
God damn it! Why'd you pass the buck to me? Like I just.
Ned looks around a little bit and realizes that Ivor has just winked out. Bro's just gone. We don't know where he went.
You know what happened? Another Echo Knight Ivor just summoned his ass to their multiverse.
That
That is
is the
correct.
perfect. I love this.
That is actually what happened.
Okay.
So now he gets to make up shenanigans that he did while he was gone.
Yes.
So as Gawain says that, and Nedra realizes the buck is being passed to him, he goes and looks over. He looks over to where Ivor was, because since Gawain and Nedro both agreed prior that Ivor had the best chance compared to us three, and seeing him gone, you're like, God damn it. And I guess I do cast that joke spell diplomacy. Really quick question before I continue. Aside from the abbot, do we have a name for this guy?
Mm-mm.
Brother?
We've never asked. That's sad. So okay, so Ned's first gonna go and like open his mouth towards Misty. Goes, wait 1 moment. Sorry, what's your name, Abbott? We've just been calling you that for so long. It's getting really awkward.
I have asked his name. He doesn't have one.
Never mind. I don't want to ask that.
It's like the third thing I asked when I met him because I was like, "Oh my God, you're my brother! Holy shit! How are you, my brother? What's your name?"
So, Misty, you and I certainly don't see eye to eye. has been established before. So I figured the best way to convince you about why you should stay is twofold. One, hag's magic, at least from the lore I'm aware of, always comes with a price. But even when they succeed in collecting that price and giving you your wish, it tends to be twisted. So even if you do sacrifice yourself for to bring back Riss, and we don't even know that the price is yourself, it could be anything. I don't foresee Riss coming back in a way that would satisfy them. It would possibly even hurt them further. Furthermore, that would require you to get out of here in the first place. And it's not about whether I or Gawain stop you, but the abbot, on the other hand, could easily take any one of us down. And I wouldn't challenge that. Diplomacy might be the best way for you to both survive this and get Riss back right now.
You are all about diplomacy, yet you cast fingers in my direction for no reasons. Both of you. And there's no
If you
proof that
mean
this abbot is Gawain's brother. We have no proof, just his word.
so, first of all, you know I don't stand for bullshit, and that's what you mostly spew. That's why I wasn't trying to make this about me, because it absolutely isn't. If you recall, when Gawain was questioning you, I actually defended you. I said whatever he was seeing from you doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. My opinion of you changed when you directly did things, became defensive, and then tried to turn the party against me in what turned out to be the sloppiest version of betrayal ever. I mean, me being in league with some vampires is a crazy enough idea. I have several faults, and you could have used any one of those to actually get the party against me. And you chose the stupidest thing, which is my integrity, which is probably the only thing I have these days. But that is aside. I just want you to stop your bullshit about us not trusting you. You made your moves, and that's why you're in the position you're in. As for whether the abbot is Gawain's brother or not, it doesn't matter. He has absolutely had the power to bring us back, myself included. I'm saying that this is the best way for Riz to come back with no strings attached from someone like a hag. You want Riz to come back guaranteed. I don't believe they'll come back in a way that they'll be happy with, and they'll forever curse your name. I am trying to avoid you doing something that'll actually hurt the person you claim to love. It's not about me, and it's not about Gawain. It is about Riz.
So I make a mistake, and you cast judgment upon me as a betrayer, as a traitor. I do nothing at all, and Gawain casts me as dark and evil for having done nothing.
I can't speak to what Gawain says or does, but as for me, you will stop with your lies.
What lies?
You not only betrayed us in a fight, but when you were confronted about it, rather than admitting and fessing up, you became defensive and lied about your reasoning. And on top of that, later on decided to attack my personal being in terms of getting the party against me. Why do you act like if your actions are innocent? We could potentially move past this someday, But again, that is not what we're talking about. Why does my relationship with you or Gawain's relationship with you matter when we're trying to bring Riss back? Can you focus on that, please?
When did I lie? I never said any falsities.
Well, if it's true that you misunderstood the spell you were casting, and I don't see as it is because you claimed that you were just going to make Caesar better afterwards. In order for you to have thought that, you would have had to known that you were going to hurt Caesar. Secondly,
Actually,
that stupid
actually,
note you wrote, that stupid note you wrote about myself being in league with some vampires is in itself a lie.
to be perfectly frank, my action at the tower was an unforeseen accident, not done on purpose. The spell had never been cast before. It was not done with ill intent to anyone other than those attacking us.
Could I do an insight check on that?
Same.
Mm-hmm. So's the abbot, just for fun. He doesn't know, so he's gonna have disadvantage.
I got an 8. I rolled terribly.
I got an 8. Abbott got an 18, and I don't think it's gonna cut it.
Misty got a 21. I think
Amazing.
I win.
The abbot seems to relax a little bit more, hearing the genuineness of Misty's
Quotations.
plea, I guess, in this case.
That being said, regardless of that, as I said, you and I can potentially get past that, but that does not matter. We are talking about risks right now. And if you go through with what are planning to do, they may end up unhappy and angry with you specifically.
But they'll
I
be
don't
alive.
know why you keep bringing Gawain and I up. Focus on who's important right now, which is our friend, Riss.
I bring the two of you up because you're putting all of your faith in somebody that can only maybe do something. Whereas the one I am placing my trust in gives a guarantee. And I don't care if Riss is angry at me. They'll be alive.
Alive and potentially cursed.
Oh no.
I may have spoken out of turn when I accused you and defamed your character for your relation to this hag. I understand that there are forces here beyond our capabilities and control and cognition. She is the wrong choice. Do not be mistaken. But I did not mean to insinuate that you are also a creature of evil. For that you have my apologies.
And his wings fold in and the light fades down back into his humanoid form. He's still standing between you and the door. However, he seems to have his posturing seems to have backed off. And he looks to Gawain and Ned. I believe that she is speaking genuinely. I do not see a falsehood. nor do I hear one in her lips. I
That's
disagree with her choices. However, I think she is genuine in her intent. We must help her here so that she does not need to go to this hag in the swamp.
oh, don't get me wrong. I 100% know that when it comes to Riz, she intends to bring her back. That was never my doubt. My concern is Riz themselves.
Misty, give me either a. The abbot's going to try to vibe check you. If you would like to try to remain aloof, give me either a deception or a persuasion, your call.
Without saying it or with saying it?
Correct, without saying it. Otherwise, you can just let me know like what it looks like. Like, how does your mental state manifest in your body right now? He rolled a 26.
Okay. Let me see if I can roll something good. Natural 20.
Dang. All right. He pauses and he sort of like gives you a long look.
And physical appearance wise, you can easily see the intense frustration that she's feeling between wanting Riss back at all costs and wanting any sense of trust from those she's called friends. So you can see like the tension in her face. Her muscles are very stiff. You can see that on her face. You can see the tension, the stress, the anger, the frustration, but she's doing her best to kind of relax it on purpose. But she's definitely not sitting down, and she's definitely not putting wrist down.
Telepathically to Gawain and Ned, the abbot is going to
You can do that?
speak. I worry she is cornered and feels like she has no way out. I think your support would be a boon to her in this time. Perhaps not in what she's doing, but reassure her of your intent. She is doubting your resolve and your loyalty.
Misty, when have Gawain or I shown ourselves at any point to do something against Riss's well-being? When have we not protected them, either through spells or in Gawain's case, his physical body? We care very much about them. If we did not think this was the right move to make in order to get them back, we wouldn't be doing it. If we had an alternative that we thought was safe and would bring them back as they should be, or as they, more importantly, as they would want to be with integrity, then we wouldn't be doing this either. I know there is no love lost between us, and you have no reason to trust us, but you should be aware that you can trust our intention for our friend that you're holding in your arms. That's all I ask.
How can I trust someone that caused the death of my love, creating a liar of me? Looking directly at Gawain.
I took that step with everyone's okay, including your own
You
and
heard nothing
Riss.
from me.
The abbot's going to jump in. Perhaps there is a way that he can bring them back himself. I have been considering various ways to. It will be a group effort, but if it would show him true, I believe we could send Gawain as our hook to seek out Riss and draw them back, with us acting as his anchor point. And he turns to you, Gawain, to address you. It would be dangerous and undoubtedly painful, but it's possible that you would be able to sift through those souls and bring them back.
If it's possible, then we'll make it happen.
Is there any particular reason it has to be Gawain and also specifically Gawain alone?
I don't know that I could. I was going to, if needed, foray into the further myself, but that's what I've come to call. Perhaps I'll have to workshop that. I feel like it's infringement on some sort of copyright.
Certain red door, maybe?
So just I don't know. It came to mind. I was going to suggest that I, using your anchors, foray into there and sift through the torrent of souls. I am likely the hardiest among us. However, if it would speak to his character, I believe that I could. I believe that Gawain could do this on my behalf, on our behalf, to find them. We would need to be quicker, and there would be less margin for error.
I would be willing to do so. Looks towards Misty. And disregards the smoke in this moment and maintains eye contact.
At this point, you see the tension on Misty's face ease. Against my better judgments, and despite every feeling that I am experiencing to my very core, I once again put my trust in the one I called friend. But I ask that you give me time alone with Riss to say my final goodbyes on the chance that it does not succeed.
Above table, you're saying now beforehand or
Yeah.
trying to work? Okay.
I'd like to insight check that.
Nedro,
It-
as you're insight checking, Nedro will simply step up, say, "Very well," and leave the room.
The abbot has also taken a step back, and as Gawain, you pause, he pauses with you.
Insight 19.
You're gonna hate me.
Are you?
Nat 20.
Damn. Okay.
I'm rolling
listen to
good
Gawain.
tonight.
Yeah, this is de-escalating. This is good. This is what we need.
And even if it wasn't a net 20, I still got a plus 11.
Nice. The abbot steps up and places a hand on your shoulder, going, "It is the least we can do."
Of course, brother. And Gawain will step back. I do have a question though. All of our mounts, they're outside, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, there's not room for them in here.
Okay. I just want to have Orion let me know if Cassie disappears.
Okay, for sure. You receive back a response of, "I'm on it." Sort of like when you ask a little kid to take care of something, and they're like, "I'm gonna do this so hard. It's gonna be done so well."
Okay.
But yes, the abbot and Ned and Gawain all step out of the tent, and the flap closes behind, catching in a weird way because of the hook and loop that it has on the tent flap door.
I got the Velcro is fucking canon now. Sorry, hook and loop.
So, DM, now that I'm alone in here with Riss, do I see any like pillows or piles of hay or straw or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some pillows, functional, not super flashy, obviously, but definitely like stuffed with feathers and cotton and things like that. Some fibrous plants.
Okay. Would there be enough of these various materials to fashion the form of a humanoid about the approximate height of Riss?
I'm gonna let you roll for it. Give me a performance or
She is a bard.
some sort of dexterity based check if you would rather do that one.
Okay. So that's
I assume it's performance.
23.
23. Between blankets and pillows and other bedspread materials, you can approximate it. It would definitely hold up to the open the door, crack, "Oh, that's somebody with the cover all the way up on top of them. I'll let them sleep" sort of trick.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap the wrappings that I put around Riss, and I'm going to fashion these materials into a humanoid approximately her shape and size, and then wrap it back up. And then I am going to hide her body behind some furniture so that it's not visible, or behind whatever thing I can find in there that makes it so that she's not visible. And then I'm going to make a little slit in the side of the tent, just maybe a foot at the bottom, just enough to push out of. I'm going to kind of call Cassie over to that. I'm going to load the stuffed pillow onto Cassie and have Cassie take off, carrying this facsimile.
Okay. Gawain, Orion immediately tells you Cassie left and it looks like they got rest.
Okay, I have a question. Would Orion just instinctively know the difference because of smell?
Not here. There's so much going on, and just with the glance, seeing. So, Misty, are you on Cassie as well?
No.
Okay. So yeah, not with smell here.
Yeah. Plus,
To
you got to remember
instinctively know
that
the difference.
you got to remember that the wrappings are currently kind of caked in her flesh.
Yeah.
So it smells.
They
like
also
her.
sort of smell like wrist. That's a great point. Yeah. So this would not be. This would be a pretty. This is actually a pretty good ruse, all things considered. Well done. Yeah. So Orion's immediately like, Cassie's leaving with wrist, not Misty. Misty, she's still here. Do I pursue?
I give Orion the order to, because he's faster than Cassie. He's going to catch up and pounce, going for non-lethal, but attempting to knock it prone and restrain.
Okay. This will take a couple of rounds to catch up because Cassie got a head start. Let's change the music.
Well, why? I'd say I don't know about a couple rounds, maybe like one.
It's
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
it's a beat or two. So Cassie has a moment. So there's going to be a
okay,
couple of moments while he catches up because he only has 10 feet on her. So a full movement and dash is gonna he'll gain, but it's not going to be a 10 feet from the tent sort of thing. There's going to be a little bit of a chase.
okay.
So he jumps out immediately afterward. What are you doing when you hear this information?
Um, I trust that Orion has this. Um, I am going to come back into the room where Misty is. And
So go ahead.
I'm going to, if the abbot is like right by me, and he just talked into our heads, correct?
He did. It's not a link. He has the ability to project.
Okay, so no, so only a receiver, no transmitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm just going to very quickly say, I believe Misty has wrists and is taken off on Cassie. Orion's in pursuit. Uh, but I see that Misty is not on Cassie. Okay,
Correct.
yeah. Um, Misty's not on there. We need to go find them. And I'm going to um How far away are they?
Are the
Misty.
mounts?
Misty.
Oh, with Misty. Are you? If they're still in the tent, they're within 10 feet, 10, 15, within 15 feet. If they're still in the tent.
Okay. I'm just going to uh close with Misty and just ask.
Okay, so
Sorry, what?
you turn and you're going back into the tent. Um,
Yes.
uh, the abbot and Ned are both right there with you. Abbot's following. Ned, hearing all of this, are you following in as well?
No, I certainly can't fucking chase through a giant cat. So
Understood. Okay, so
options wise, I think I'm going in the tent.
fair point.
You could send Ares as backup for Orion.
Yeah, I don't think they're even gonna think about that right now.
Fair.
He's too distracted by like the fact that stuff's going on.
So you
Yeah.
guys both, you all three of you guys, just roll in hot into this tent. Misty, as they walk in, what's going on? What do they say?
I am sitting in a chair of some sort, facing towards where the body of Riss is hidden. My head in my hands, elbows on my knees, crocodile tears streaming down my face.
Okay, we're gonna cut back over to the mounts. So this is not only all things being equal, Orion will catch up to Cassie within 2 rounds. He'll close that distance. She only has we'll say a 20-foot head start on him. However, this is dense urban landscape. Any number of things can go wrong. So, as Cassie has this bundle on her back and is bouncing and bounding and ducking and weaving, they're both large at the moment, so no size differential. So anywhere one can go, the other can go. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a quick little chase. Let me pull up the DMG and see what the chase rules are.
And when it comes to clearing difficult terrain, Orion can do a 25-foot long jump as long as he has a 10-foot run up.
Okay. Understood. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do at all. So I need initiative from both Cassie and Orion.
Okay.
18 for Cassie.
21.
All right, so Orion will go, and then effectively on initiative count 20, he will close 10 feet as part of, or immediately after his turn, he will have closed 10 feet. And then after that, Cassie will go. All right, so you guys are rushing through. There's people everywhere. It's very much like open air bazaar sort of vibe here, just because everyone is refugees and still settling in. It's been a couple of weeks at most since they left Kresk. So it's all very temporary, all very ramshackle. There are people everywhere. Orion, what are you doing specifically through here? Paint a picture.
So he's going through like active marketplace.
Yes.
He is letting out he is particularly not being stealthy so as to create enough noise so that people have enough warning to part.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to not let out like a loud roar, but just like more of a grumble. Just something to like, I don't know, to make himself known.
Mm-hmm. Not a blood curdling scream, but a hey you over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a intimidation check for Orion.
Oh, it's really dumb. They have a -1 to charisma, but they're still lions.
I'll let you use strength the same way that barbarians can use strength.
I
When they
appreciate
rage
that.
specifically,
Yeah, when
which is a definitely good change.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense why
Um,
Nedro should be more intimidating.
That's a 16.
16. It's pretty decent. People begin to part, and it's Cassie. It's easier for you to move, but also Orion is able to maneuver through here as well, and everyone's sort of just flattening up out of the way. He is faster than you are, and he is gaining, right up on your heels. What are you doing?
So at the first opportunity that she can, Cassie is going to climb atop buildings and attempt to lose Orion through stealth.
Gotcha. So immediately as Orion begins to close, sensing the presence coming in and just sort of bearing down, Cassie jumps on top of a fully structured building. Jumps, climbs, scrambles a little bit, and is able to get up on top of a one. This is just a one-story. There are others that you could get a little bit higher, but this one just happens to be a one-story building. I need, yes, with a climb speed, absolutely. Give me an athletics or acrobatics just to make sure nothing happens to the passenger on your back.
Not 20.
You have got to be kidding me.
I even used a different dice.
Different. Shut up, Taliesin. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, not a problem. Flapping around, it actually... The package moves in such a way that it's stiff in all the right ways and bouncy in all the right places. Not like that.
Just like that.
It catches Orion's eye. If he wasn't sure that Riss was on Cassie's back before, he is certain now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Cassie is easily up 15 feet up on top of a one-story building. Are you... And then I assume you're changing direction, or where are you continuing to go from there?
Changing directions and working to get higher, or to see if there's any crawl spaces that she can crawl into. She rolled a 22 on stealth.
Okay. Between the climbing and the moving across the roof, you can definitely crouch down and break line of sight. So I guess that's a stealth. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Orion.
Okay.
You can use keen senses because this would obviously have a smell component.
Thank you very much. That was my question. Nat 20.
When do I get mine?
Right?
He's continuing to track, and just based on the sounds, Cassie, you haven't shaken him. There's no way that this guy is...
I'm left hanging. I hate cliffhangers. Even though I'm on the cliff. Especially since I'm on the cliff.
Okay. We'll get him back eventually.
I hope so. We must know how this turns out.
I thought for sure I was good because I saw Gawain moving around still. What did I drop out on?
That's a good question. Because it was kind of mid-sentence.
Because I got nat 20 on the perception. And just based on hearing alone, you have not shaken Orion. He's hot on your tail, even though you have created a moment of separation.
Okay.
All right, so Orion, Cassie has leapt up and onto a roof. It's not super high, not super out of the way just yet, but there are other roofs within reach that you could very quickly find yourself just out, or she could very quickly leave you behind, just based on her own physicality. What's Orion doing?
Actually, doesn't, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that when Cassie has only like a 30-foot climb speed.
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, just a 30-foot climb.
So I don't know like how much that makes difference, because obviously it's more efficient to travel from rooftops because you don't have to deal with traffic.
Yep.
But faster on the ground, I don't know how that really works out.
If she's not climbing and like mounting obstacles, it would be her regular movement speed with a couple of athletics checks for leaping between roofs. But if she's moving vertically or mounting obstacles, like we said, then that would come into the climb speed.
Hence only on the first
Orion's feeding me all of this currently, correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do we do the cool thing, but absolutely waste the spell slot? It would be dope. You know, how difficult would it be for him to try to climb up?
It would be an athletics check.
Again, they don't have athletics. That's wild. I'm serious. We need to make that zoo book that I was talking about, Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A bestiary.
Oh yes.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's try it. I'll use the dice that just rolled them at 20.
Natural 1.
Oh boy.
Please don't.
Natural 1.
Just like
Natural 1.
No natural 1. That's an 18 total.
18. You can scrabble up there. It's 15 foot vertically, which takes double movement. So you have 10 feet of movement left. That is not going to be enough to close with Cassie this round. She is more than 10 feet away from you. But you can you can move to be almost on top of her.
Would I have my action still at that point? Because that would just be movement. Did we lose him again?
Looks that way.
Shit.
He looks frozen in fear.
Boy, I forget what I was saying.
He's back.
Okay.
Okay. So, my question was...
Okay, good. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. My question was, since that was only that should have only been my movement, can I use my action to dash to close distance?
This isn't regular action economy combat. This is more of a skill challenge. Otherwise, there would have been more movement that Cassie could do as well.
Okay.
But just to make all the numbers easy, I'm just working with the flat movements. But yeah, so you can get right up there, almost on top of her. And one more move from Cassie, and then we'll jump back to the tent with the four of you guys.
How close is Cassie to the outer wall of Valaki?
To the outer wall?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are church area. So you're, I'll say, somewhere in the... Yeah, well, there's other buildings. Okay. So you guys are right about there, just past the church. You guys are like 200 feet from the wall.
Okay, so I can't jump that.
No, not quite.
If you believe you can.
I believe
Have you
in
tried
fairies.
believing?
Um,
I don't even think I love.
so she is going to leap roof to roof, keep going, and as soon as she finds a window large enough to fit her at about the same height, roughly up or down, that she currently is, she's going to jump through that window. Or opening,
Okay.
whatever it happens to be.
Give me 2 athletics checks for roof to roof before you can get to that that opening on your level.
Oof. Athletics. What is Cassie's athletics? Right. Okay. So that is a fail and an uber fail.
Oh no!
Rolled
What'd
a
you roll
1
on
and
the
a
first
2,
one?
and I've only got a +3.
Oh no! So
No,
Cassie
it was a
goes.
5 DC.
Yeah, it was. It honestly wasn't a super high DC, but that's just not even enough.
Nope.
Goes and the first jump, you don't have enough of a run up because Orion is right on top of you. And you leap and you hit or she hits right, like her chest right on the edge, and like scrabbles at it before so okay. So you rolled them both at the same time.
Yes.
Odds or evens?
Just because I'm such an oddball, let's go odds.
All right. So Cassie hits, scrabbles, and then falls onto the ground. And that's as far as she can make it.
Sounds good.
So she's, all things considered, maybe 20 feet away from Orion.
Okay.
On the ground, Orion sees her hit and fall, and hears like the movement and scrambling and all kinds of stuff. Back to the tent. While all of this is going on, this has been like 12 seconds. So you guys storm in. Misty's there, just head in her hands, seated on this very nice, almost throne-like chair.
He had that in a tent?
Yes. It's not like regal, but it is like a high-backed armchair.
Gawain is just going to address Misty. Just say, why is Cassie running away with what appears to be Riss's body on the back? Explain yourself. Why?
Your guess is as good as mine.
The abbot looks like between the three, like between Gawain and Ned, obviously confused. What is happening? What's going on?
Orion is currently on the scrambling onto the rooftops chasing Cassie, which is Misty's mount. It looks like they have a body on the back, and it smells like Riss.
Wait, why don't you go with her? You know, I mostly stepped out because I figured trusting you made more sense than any potential violence that could occur. And I figured there was a chance you would leave with them, but that seems like a backwards idea.
Why would I leave without Riss?
I mean, unless you're not here right now.
Well, I'm very much here. She is very much, or they are very much here. Why would I leave without them?
Can Gawain make another insight check, or he's trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Would that be an insight check too if Nedro's just really confused now because of what Gawain said and what Misty said?
So you're trying to figure out
If Misty is telling the truth or not about, because I'm being told by Orion that there is a body that smells like Riss that is taken off, and Misty is saying that Riss is still there. So one of the two things has to be a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Insight check. Ned, if you would
13.
like to as well, you can.
I mean, unless I get my nat 20 now. Let's see.
I believe in you.
I believe in a thing called luck.
Well, you shouldn't. I got an 11.
Rather than an insight check, the abbot is going to whisper under his breath for just half a moment and cast another Detect Evil and Good.
How would that help?
Find out.
Let's see, for concentration, 10 minutes. Misty, if you are not actually present in front of us, he can sense where you are within 30 feet of him.
Misty's right there.
If you are an illusion. Okay. Wait a minute. How? I'm the DM. How? What has happened here?
What does Detect Evil and Good detect?
Always fun to put another
for the duration,
DM
you
in
know
there.
if there. Oh boy, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located.
No,
Okay.
technically, this doesn't say those creatures have to be alive.
But
But then
corpses
again,
are
you
not
said
creatures.
correct. I keep forgetting that's a thing.
Mhm.
So he whispers something and he glances around, and he's just as confused. If
Oh,
she
wait,
is your... Go ahead.
What does my insight of 11 tell me?
Misty, I feel like you beat that, right? The 11 and the 13?
Oh yeah, by
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. I rolled an 18, and I have a +8.
Oh, that's fun. You, tripled them. Okay. She's your mount, yes? You can command her to return.
Of course I can.
So are you just having her run a lap with... And he leaves it there. He's just really confused now. Because he both believes Gawain and apparently believes Misty when she said that she wouldn't leave Rissa's body.
If you don't believe me, if you don't trust me, go look for yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing you, so I believe you're here. Gawain is saying that Riss is with Cassie. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm being told two opposite things.
As I said, if you do not believe or trust me, go look for yourself.
The abbot is like, when you say that, the abbot begins to like glance around and give the tent a once over. She's saying that Riss must be here somewhere, but I don't see them.
Is it perception to look around or what?
Yes. Yep.
Oh no.
You rolled a natural 1.
And
I'm not good at those either.
I have Cassie come back of her own accord.
So,
Hey, not a nat 20, but I did get an 18.
very good. So
Perception, you said?
yes. Oh my gosh. What in the
Nat 20.
Why can't I get one? Everyone's getting nat 20s except for me.
It's okay. I rolled a 1. That's my critical something for tonight. Did I roll a 20? I did roll a 20 at some point for something for the abbot. JK. But yes, so Orion lands like and is able to pin her. As you guys are sort of like having your exchange, Gawain, you get the I have her.
And as Orion lands
I will...
on top of Cassie, the wrapped facsimile flattens and spreads out and explodes with hay and feathers and everything else.
It's Riss turned into a stables.
A stables?
And they smell like the abbot.
Can I roll an investigation check to try to put those clues together to figure out exactly what Misty did?
Also, what's my
Absolutely.
18 of perception get me?
18
Or
perception.
Gawain's nat 20, honestly.
Yes, and with Gawain's nat 20, what did you try to disguise and hide Riss's body, or did you just have them like behind something?
What I had done was I had placed them behind furniture that was right up against the wall of the tent, and placed a few things over the top of her to kind of disguise her a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I also placed a single flower in her palms and a crumpled up piece of paper.
Okay. With a 18 and a natural 20, you guys both definitely clock this starting to move around the room after the abbot like just looked and didn't see anything. You guys start to actually move around and investigate, and you uncover this hiding spot relatively quickly. What was that roll for Gawain for the investigation?
So I found the body,
Yes.
but he is still incredibly fucking confused after finding the body, because that's a nat 1 minus 1.
Oh no!
Wait a minute. Wait, what? How? Yeah, it's just a lot of information overload, and you just can't process that in this moment.
So I have the body. How much would you say Riss weighs?
Oh, not a lot. Maybe I'm thinking like 100, 120 pounds soaking wet.
Turns out it was 400. They're just made out of dense stuff.
It's a real envy situation.
Okay. I'll save that question for later. Just write it down so I have it. Yeah, truly confused because he doesn't understand that there should be a body out there, but he's looking at the body right now. Is just going to, in a relieved, like just a sigh of relief, that Riss is still with us, that we haven't lost Riss yet, not completely. Just going to cradle Riss's body. Do you enjoy making a fool of me?
Well, you were having so much fun doing it to yourself, I figure I might as well help. Join in the fun. But no, I just wanted time alone with her.
We would have granted that nonetheless, so why and how do that with Cassie?
It feels like an elaborate trust exercise. To see if you will give her the benefit of the doubt in the face of absolute betrayal again.
Not a very good test when you make yourself out to be a betrayer. But that's neither here nor there.
Unless you want to see...
Nor something I care to discuss. I'm just glad Riss is still here so we can do what you guys need to do, so we can get them back.
I will have Orion obviously let Cassiopeia go. I don't want him to hurt her. He will make sure that Cassie is like okay. He'll nudge to make sure that Cassie can get up.
There's definitely a like at his face when he nudges.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with a hind leg.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
No claw, just pure paw.
Yep. Cassie will absolutely be hiding inside of a cupboard later, just waiting to like nail him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so she flips herself up, and it's the sassy. She, like her butthole is up to him the whole way home, whole way back.
Yep. She is very much a prissy kitty.
Yes, so they arrive though, soon enough, within a moment or two. Now, may we begin the ritual? Are we done with these games?
I do have a question. What will Gawain face there?
Well, there will be the souls who are fighting to find a new body. It's not altogether dissimilar from what I've seen is the experience of when a new child is born. Sometimes there are souls that fight and claw and you just can't figure out how to get themselves in, and sometimes there are none. But there will be souls vying for dominance, undoubtedly seeking to dispel Gawain's essence, and to go physically into this place erodes your form, so we will need to be quick. His body can only handle so much.
So he's going there physically.
We will open a gateway, and we will provide our souls as the anchor for him here. He will go through and face whatever it is on the other side. I doubt it will be more than a flood of souls. And when he has found Riss, he will draw them back. He will return with them. And I will have to capture their soul and stitch it back to this form again.
Understood.
How will he recognize her since he's never seen her true form?
We will have to... That will be our job. While we remain here, not only will we be his anchors, we will be their beacons. We will have to push our consciousnesses out and draw Riss to the forefront. And we will have to rely on Gawain's discernment to identify who we... to locate who we identify for him.
Would it not be wise for me to join him?
No, simply because the forces to draw it's like fighting a whirlpool with... If we send more than one of us, we do not have enough energy to tether, and you will likely be lost into the swirling maelstrom of the afterlife. If you would like to go, I have no qualms with that either. I merely thought it would be a gesture of goodwill for Gawain to risk his life in this way for you and Riss, as a show of good faith.
Which I would still be happy to do.
So be it.
Okay. So at that, so hold on. Nedro's understanding is Gawain is going in there physically, and there's a chance of him being physically harmed as a result.
He
Gawain,
will be physically harmed.
Gawain, how's your health? I don't like
topped
numbers. Okay. All right. So then Nedro will look towards Misty. Misty, I just need to make sure if I can cast some protections. I only have enough energy right now to do so on one person. So if we indeed agree to let Gawain go, I will cast it on him instead. you are completely sure that you want him to go rather than yourself. I only ask because I don't want to cast these spells or use these energies the one time I can, and you decide after I cast them when it could have been better served for you if that's the case.
I'm already placing my trust in him.
Understood. Okay, so then Nedra will do two things. Well, actually, hold on. Actually, he needs to ask Abbott about this. Those creatures that are, those spirits that are in there, would what would they be considered?
Shades of their former selves.
Is that a
They
form of
would
undead?
be. If they made it through, we would understand them as an undead abomination, yes.
Understood. So he will take out some of the holy water that was that Gawain once made for him. And he said, when he's ready to go, I'm gonna cast a spell, and it's gonna be protection from evil and good. But I want to maximize the 10 minutes. So I basically want to cast it just as he goes through to maximize that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Secondly, Gawain, you should already have aid from before, so your health should be bumped up by 15.
Yep.
Thirdly, I think I used my feature before, so if I use this again, I do have all my sorcery points back. It's not that big of a deal. It'll go away from me, but I am going to use on you to spend 5 sorcery points for Bastion of Law. So as an action, I spend 1 to 5 sorcery points to create a magical ward around you or another creature you can see within 30 feet. So basically, I will use 5, and you'll have 5d8s to use at any point to reduce damage. You can either use them one at a time or roll them all at once. And each time you use it, you roll a d8 and reduce the damage by that.
And
Is
if
it like a reaction to do, or is it just free?
I believe it's free. Hold on. Let me just read it. The ward is represented by a number of d8 equal to the number of sorcery points spent. When the warded creature takes damage, it expends a number of those dice, reducing the damage taken by a total roll of the dice. It's a free action.
Sweet.
So you have a total of 5d8s. You do not need to use them all at once. You can use them one at a time or all at the same time.
Okay. Sweet.
And then you have my protection from evil and good as soon as you cross that barrier. So they have this advantage on you.
And Misty will cast guidance on you just before you go through, so you'll have that as well.
Excellent. Okay, go for it.
Actually, just because I feel like it might be a little more useful. Because, okay, I'm gonna ask my brother, how long do you anticipate I will be in there? Will it be something of a time displacement, or will it be kind of a 1-to-1?
It will be mere moments. Your form will not be able to withstand much more than that. You will have seconds.
I'm going to go ahead and actually, if you could do guidance, no, I get is Ray's. I'm assuming this is Ray's dead, right? This is
I'm
not
sorry?
his out of character. This is out of character. I'm assuming this is Ray's dead.
No,
the ritual.
this is a different ritual. This is going in and finding a soul and pulling them back, not raising somebody up. Since there were issues last time he did raise dead, he's trying to give a more of a guarantee for Misty.
Okay. Is that technically concentration? Because most of them weirdly aren't.
For this ritual?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me see.
And while you're pondering that, is he physically going in, or is it just like a projecting his spirit in?
Gawain is physically going to be going through a portal.
Okay.
It's actually the only reason I use those abilities. I figured if he was
Yes.
another way, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
This will be concentration, yes.
Wait, who's concentrating?
Okay.
The abbot will be concentrating on the portal.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull out. What is it? I'm trying to think. You know what? It is a. I think it's from the last time we went towards the swamp. Gawain found this really sweet moss that he harvested. So he has this like moss cupcake, and he hands it over to you. I know it may seem silly, but this is actually a spell that will help our chances if you would be so kind.
Of course.
This is to Misty.
Oh, to Misty. Okay, never mind then.
Sorry.
Because
say
he
that
has to
again?
concentrate on the thing.
Mhm.
Going.
what is it?
It's a bless cupcake.
Okay.
It's a level 1 bless.
God,
But he presents it to you. I've been saving that for a little bit. It might be a touch stale, but it should be good. It should be good.
I take a sniff of it. I've had worse.
Page. Okay. Is there anything else we can do to like increase chances?
You already have 8 from me. I'll be concentrating on one spell for you, and edit the other support thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Misty wants to throw a bardic inspiration at you.
I can do that too.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Do you think I'll be facing poison in there?
I don't know.
This is a legitimate question he's asking the abbot. Do you know what I would be facing in there? Anything I can do to prepare?
I doubt anything physical in terms of toxins or it's going to be necrotic or psychic or force or something of that nature. I couldn't think of a good analog to describe it in game terms.
Yeah, that's fine.
Death, light,
Okay.
sheer forces.
Okay, so I've got Bastion of Law, Protection from Evil and Good, Bless, level 1, which you can choose 2 other creatures to hit with that Bless.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aid. And did you say you were throwing a Bardic at Gawain?
Yes. Bardic and guidance.
Okay. Well, if you're holding Bless, you can't do Guidance, is the thing.
Is a new guidance still concentration?
Yes.
Oh, plus a new guidance to call out what he's going to use it for.
Yeah. So, I think Bless would probably be a little more
Okay.
utility.
That'd be for attacks and saves. Which may be there. You guys would also know that he is going to have to be actively searching, which would benefit potentially from guidance as well.
Hmm.
So it's up to you.
I'm gonna pull out my spyglass just in case, and so to help me search once I get in there. Nope, I'm all full up. I don't think I have any other shenanigans I can pull to help us. Yeah, that's all I got. What time is it, DM?
It is. Let's see. You had left for the Amber Temple, and it was. We talked about this last time. It was
like 6:30 when we left.
Yes, and it was a couple of hours.
I think it was 4 hours of travel.
Plus some time dealing with the rock. Which puts us at like mid-afternoon, 1-2 o'clock up there. Another 4 hours of travel back would have been 6 o'clock. Transported here, it's probably 6:37.
So we're getting right at the cusp of me losing daylight's might.
What is that, between 6 and 6?
I think it was 6:30 and 6:30. Right, because isn't sunrise normally 6:30 on average?
I
whenever wrote
have to
this
double check
down, that seems like a problem.
I think we have. I'm pretty sure the ruling we've used before is from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. If it doesn't say it specifically in what we put on D&D Beyond, Daylight's Might, level last a minute. We didn't write it down. The ruling I had been going with is between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay, so I can't do daylight's might.
Correct. I had forgotten it's that late, but yes, that is correct.
Shit. Okay, that's not gonna help. Then I guess as I go in, I'll just magnify density on myself and hold concentration on that just to give myself advantage on strength saves and checks.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm ready when everyone else is.
I mean, I'm not the one going anywhere.
The abbot arranges you guys in a T. Gawain in this, yeah, exactly. Gawain in the center, Misty on one side, Ned on the other, and the abbot directly in front of Gawain, with both of you guys on either side of him. Yeah, you guys are on the either side of the abbot. The abbot is in the center of the T. It doesn't matter, just my brain image. The abbot is in the center, and you three are arranged around him, Gawain in the middle. And he holds out his hands and concentrates. And Misty and Ned, you guys hear in your minds, lend your power to me, that it flow towards me, that I may redirect it, and bind Gawain here, so that he may return to us again, with Riss intact. Basically just a request, and assuming you guys both push yourselves toward him mentally, it's almost like a golden thread that pushes out from your chest and flows to the abbot, intersecting in his chest and then coming out from the front, a stronger bound braided thread that just anchors itself to Gawain right like at his sternum, and it remains like omnidirectional. He spins around, it doesn't move, it just continues to rotate through him freely. Very well, let us open the portal. And he begins this back and forth ritual. It takes a moment, and as he sort of stretches his arms wide, He flares back into a celestial form, and the wings stretch out as well. And in front of you, Gawain, as you are facing away, or you're facing the abbot, behind you, this swirl just opens and grows and grows. And at the center, that pinprick where it started, darkness widens. And the abbot is like holding it both open and guarded, as you see it darkness for a moment, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. And then your brains remember and register that place was light and pearlized and iridescent. And then you see that this black is just roiling. There are a storm of souls right there waiting for you. Go now. You will have but moments.
I whole jump through.
You jump through. All right. I need initiative from everybody.
Ooh, that's not what I expected. I did cast some protection from evil and good as he jumped through.
Yes, and I activated my magnified gravity.
Yes.
I rolled well. Hopefully, I'm assuming these are going to be skill checks. I don't fuck those up.
18 for Misty.
19 from Ned.
Nice.
16 from Gawain. So what was that from
Okay.
Misty?
18.
And a 19 from Nedro.
Yeah.
Correct.
Natural one for the abbots.
Of course.
Ooh.
So
That's
just
fine. He's maintaining concentration.
So just to clarify, for the cupcake or whatever it was for the bless, so Misty's supposed to eat that and then designate other people to bless. Is that correct? Okay. Was she supposed to do that now or later?
Right before I jumped in.
Okay.
He
And
wants
it's
to be
like
one of the targets.
Yeah, it's one of like it's not like a huge cupcake. It's like one of those like little mini cupcakes that you can just pop in one bite.
Yeah, the minis. Yeah, so
Or else it'd be like wouldn't be an action, you know.
Yeah, so she'll bless Gawain, Ned, and the abbot.
And that'll help on concentration checks as well for everyone.
Sounds good. Okay. First things first, initiative count 20. Gawain, you leap through and you immediately begin to feel your physical body start to be unmade by the nature of this place. You take 8, 13, 24 points of force damage.
Okay, I'm going to use the Bastion of Law dice that Nedro gave me.
Okay.
How many?
So you said that was
You have
so
5
that
of
was
them.
minus 24.
24, yes.
Can I roll one at a time, or do I have to choose how
Correct.
many
You can
dice I
use-
want to do?
You have to choose how many dice you want to use, if I'm correct. Let me just reread that. I'm pretty sure it would be too powerful if you can do that.
Yeah, I think it's you can choose as many of them to
When the
roll.
warrior creature takes damage, it expends a number of those dice, reducing the damage taken. Yeah, so you have to decide how many dice you're going to roll before looking at the number of that you roll. I mean, you can
Okay.
know how much damage you're taking, though.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 4 of those 5. It's an 8. It's 5. So it's 13 points so far. That's another 5.
18.
So I need to roll a 6 to negate all of it. And that's a 5. I take 1 point of damage.
And you
It
have
tickles.
one dice left, 1d8 left.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So immediately hits you, and Ned, you have this distant connection where you can feel the shield take a huge blow right out the gate. And that brings us to your turn, Misty. You're on deck. You are maintaining concentration on protection from evil and good. And
Wait, who is me? I am.
you are, yes.
Yeah, I thought you said Misty for some reason.
No, Misty's on deck. So Ned, you're maintaining concentration on protection from evil and good. I need you to describe how you're calling to / seeking to try to conjure up Riss's spirit and demarcate it for Gawain.
All right. And Nedro often takes a direct approach to talking, so be like, Riss, we're looking for you. If you hear me, please let yourself be seen.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
That was the hope. And the bless does not affect that, correct?
Correct.
It does not, unfortunately.
But I did roll a 24.
24. That is a success. All right. So this will effectively, you will be providing aid to Gawain. Gawain will get a bonus to his roll because of your success to try to locate Riss.
What's a Ned roll equivalent to?
All right. Anything else that you want to do on your turn?
Oh, well, can I? I don't know what
You do have a bonus action.
Right. I just don't know what my options are because like
Yes,
my bonus
so-
action is just what I can normally do with a bonus action.
Yes, anything you can do with a normal bonus action. It'll be you guys have an additional action for this combat encounter of being able to call out to Riss to try to provide a bonus to the location check that Gawain will be making every round.
I have a
So
question.
that
The portal is the portal closed or still open?
still open. It seems to be like shielded in like a one-way portal kind of way, but it's shaky at best.
This will be very, very. I don't think this is going to work at all, but I'm going to ask anyway. Hold on. What is the floor made out of where we are right now?
The floor where you are is made out of it would be dirt, grass and dirt.
Okay, never mind. I can't do that. So then my bonus action, I don't really have anything I can do. But not a very bonus action heavy character unless I'm going to cast Healing Word, which I don't need at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Not yet.
We shall see.
Okay, sounds good. On to Misty. Gawain, you are on deck. If you have a bonus action that you would like to use, you may do so. And if you have an action that you would like to do specifically, all yours. Otherwise, go ahead and go ahead and describe how you're calling out to Riss.
So I am using various pet names that I've given to them, or that I use to tell them that I love them. And we'll basically say, Mokri, come back to me. Find Gawain and come back. And I'll just keep saying things like that throughout the entire duration of this entire thing.
Okay. That, I will say, is a persuasion check.
Okay.
We're doing a light, like it's reminiscent of a skill challenge. So you guys can do the same thing as each other each round. Just don't do the same thing over and over. Otherwise, there will be a penalty.
Yep. So that is a 22.
22. Another success. As you and Ned are both drawing forth the spirit of Riss, seeking out, calling it, enticing it. Anything else that you want to do on your turn?
Trying to think if there's even anything I can do. No, there's nothing I can do on my bonus action.
All right. That brings us to Gawain. You are blessed. You are surrounded by these shadows and shades. And your action is going to be making investigation checks to try to sift through and actually I would also allow an insight.
Okay.
Just because this isn't a physical realm. You are physically there, but it's not a physical realm. And you're not actually like parsing through material.
Can we say that just because I know I was going into a place of darkness or whatever, I would have recast light on my axe if I hadn't already done so.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just wielding my shield, charging in, axe high as just a beacon for Riss to hopefully see. So it's an action to make an insight check?
Yes.
Okay.
You will gain a +2 bonus to this because both Ned and Misty succeeded on their checks.
Okay. And I don't have advantage, I'm guessing.
No.
It was worth a shot. Okay. That is okay. It's 21. Do I want to burn my bardic? Yeah, I don't. Literally, I'm not going to do better unless I roll a natural 20, so fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to burn my bardic.
Gawain is definitely a resource user all in one go.
A little bit. It's
And the Lord said, "Let there be Nova," and there was Nova.
Pretty much.
sorry, math. That's a 26 insight.
26 is going to be a success. You sense Riss out there, not only from reaching out, but also you feel them reaching back. And it's almost like a magnetic pull toward them. And you feel yourself getting closer. That is one success.
Okay.
All right. Bonus actions?
I guess I'll just do the smart thing and top up on healing, I guess. I'll burn 1 point of lay on hands.
Okay. Got it.
So now I am back up to full. But yeah, I just brace myself and the last of my wounds just.
The abbot succeeds and is able to maintain the one-way seal on the portal with his action, and he holds true. And now the shades are going to go. They have what, disadvantage because of protection from evil and good?
Yes.
Just reread all the things, in case.
Oh, actually,
Until
shit.
spend
Sorry,
ends.
DM. Sorry. Could I not have done that with my bonus action? I forgot that I switched out spells when we leveled up last time. I'd like to cast Shield of Faith instead with my first level bow. Okay, sweet. Okay. So I will take back that 1 HP.
Okay, so until the spell ends, when willing creature you touch is protected against creatures, including the undead, we'll skip the part. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against a target. The target also can't be possessed by or gain the charmed or frightened condition from them. If the target is already possessed, charmed, or frightened by such a creature, the target has an advantage on any saving throws. I'm assuming possession was going to be a big part of this, by the way.
Got it. All right. So because these guys are basically attacking from every direction all at once, they are flanking. So this will cancel out their advantage. Well done.
You're welcome.
There are going to be, we'll just count this as 6 attacks coming at you because it's just a plethora. That is a 10. Let me get you out of the dice tray because I don't want to have to worry about you right now. 18. Less. Natural 20.
That'll hit.
4, 6. Plus 5 is 11 points of necrotic damage.
Reduced to 5.
Reduced to 5. And your strength score is reduced by 3.
I don't get a save?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Not on the Shadow's strength drain.
And I'm assuming that this is too far for me to properly do a silvery barbs, correct?
Correct. This is technically another plane of existence.
You're another planet existence.
All right, so that was what, 4? Natural 1.
Sorry.
And another miss. Okay. So they are all just raking across you with their essence, just seeking to draw out as much as physically possible. And only the most vivacious of these attacks manage to actually find purchase and draw some of your energy out from your body. And that brings us to the end of the Shade's turn.
I need to make a concentration check for you for Shield of Faith.
Okay.
It was 5 points. It's just a DC 10.
Correct.
I make it.
Okay. Top of the round, you feel yourself hit by the essence of this plane once again. And you will take 35 points of force damage.
Holy shit.
I mean, I didn't think you should have used all those dice at once, but yeah, it really ends up being the same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn that
I mean-
last dice. 8. So that's 27 points of damage.
At least they helped.
Yes, you
They helped
did.
a lot, totally.
Yes, 27, you are correct. And I need another
Yeah,
concentration.
I thought you said it was
You
30.
negated 31 points of damage. And another Constitution save.
Yes, please.
Plus
So this will
5.
be 27, 26, DC 13.
Save.
Okay. All right.
And
Ned.
also remember that the abbot has he has bless as well, so he has a D4.
He does have a D4. Okay, I will remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. That brings us to Ned.
So
you feel
I can't-
that shield break, and you realize that this is eating through that whatever energy you've given Gawain very quickly.
Oh shit. I'm an idiot. I should have negated the shade damage, because then if I negated that all the way, it would have not fucked with my strength, probably.
Depends on how the
But-
wording is.
Yeah. It's all good.
Sounds good. Okay, cool.
That being said, don't you have the shield? No, you don't have the shield spell. That being said,
I do have a shield spell scroll.
yeah, well, it's too late for. Well, you can use it next time. That being
Here's an at 20.
said-
That doesn't help.
Yeah, it's true. I even with a range attack, I can't damage these shades from here.
Not from here. No.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm gonna make a deception roll.
Okay. To try to draw Riss in.
Correct. Yeah, Riss. Misty and I have become the best of friends in an effort to bring you
Wow.
back. Not only have I forgiven her, but she has 100. Wait. Not only has she forgiven me, but I've even forgiven her for the bullshit trick she pulled with that note. And in wanting to save you, we have really come to terms with each other. Please return to us.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I feel like I deserve advantage for that one.
That one was really good. I will give you advantage.
I love you. Thank you.
That's fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot.
22.
22. All right, and Misty
I have to use all my charisma checks. I don't know what else you want me to do here.
Right. Not much we can
note
do.
for risks. Okay, that's a success. Sounds good. Any bonus actions, anything like that?
I don't have anything I can do with my bonus action still.
All right, not to worry.
Wait. That's not true. Well, never mind. He's another plane of existence, so I really can't do anything. Damn you and your distance. So yeah, no.
All right, on to Misty.
Let's see. 'Cause I'm concentrating on bless, so that's all I can do with concentration. I can't affect anything on that plane. I can't really assist Gawain at all. Not even with a vicious mockery.
Could with a bonus action, could you give me more inspiration? Or is that not allowed through the portal?
Not on another plane.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because I can't even do like a telepathic message to you because you're on a different plane. Let's see. Would this work? Nope, can't do that. Nope, that won't do any good. Yeah, fairy fire does me no good. Literally, the only thing I can really do is just keep calling to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I will just start reciting poetry to Riss, literally to her body, hoping that she can hear it in the spirit plane.
Okay. Were you thinking of something other than persuasion for this check?
Performance.
That's performance.
Yeah.
I can see performance. Yeah, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Ooh, that's a good one. 29.
29. That's a success. Okay. All right, reciting that poetry, calling to them, drawing them in. Gawain, go ahead and make me an insight check. You again get a +2 bonus for the success of your comrades.
Okay.
And DM, did
plus
you see
2
my
each or
present?
plus 2 total?
+2 total.
And DM,
oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Let me look.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. You can either say okay or we'll wait. Either answer was fine.
That's a nat 20, sir.
Natural 20.
A +2.
So it's a 24 total.
Okay. 24. Again, success. With a natural 20, you feel this pull even stronger coming from Riss. And you almost hear in this sea of voices, you hear one that sounds ever so slightly familiar. And as you you push toward it and push toward it, and you could not be more sure that you are almost there. You can feel them in front of you, all but in your hands, just on the other side of the through this like sea of souls.
I'm going to, in Celestial, which I know that Arris speaks, I'm going to call out, Riss, take my hand. Let me return you to the one you love. And I'm going to extend with the Shield of Faith up, protecting me with like a little light shield from all the specters. I'm going to extend out my axe, not as like a chop, but as a like something they can grab onto, with a giant glowing sun on the top of it.
It's very much in like the deep dark where there's light where there should not be light, and it's these things are recoiling from it, and things that should not be seen are laid bare to mortal eyes.
I'm going to go ahead and bonus action burn the rest of my lay on hands. Giving a little bit more HP. It's kind of like it almost looks like that scene from X-Men when like Wolverine is fucking disintegrating but like regenerating at the same time. Like there's just bits of Gawain that are just like shooting off into like space.
That is exactly what's happening. I'm glad that we're on the same wavelength. All right.
But yeah, that's my action and bonus action.
The abbot is going to make another
Okay, go ahead.
check to see. Oh boy. Even with the bless.
Doesn't have Warcaster?
No.
Worth a shot.
He is he's maintaining the concentration is not for the portal, it is for the one-way door. And as the energy just keeps surging, there is not a thing that you're going to be able to do for this. Hit me with it.
I was going to ask, can I give my third inspiration to the abbot?
I'll roll again.
And can I
do you have any more of these?
I have the regular one, but these are the ones that I'm not marking off on my character sheet. These are the ones that you've given me for dumbass jokes I've made in session.
Gotcha. Okay, so but you have another one on your sheet then, but that's the last one. Okay.
And would Silvery Barbs help at all with
after
this?
the one?
No, because Silvery Barbs has to be on a success. That is still not going to be enough.
Fuck.
More bardic inspiration.
All right, marking it off.
It's visible, like the flood and the impacts that these souls are putting on this barrier, and it breaks, and these souls begin to flood out into the tent. So now,
hold on, one more question. He didn't have like disadvantage or anything on that, correct?
Nope, that was a flat roll.
Hold on, let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, there's nothing I can do. Sorry.
Oh, no. Right. Yeah, so these souls begin to flood out. Gawain is no longer considered on another plane. You guys can now direct things into the afterlife plane. It's now, there's no barrier there anymore. So if you need to cast a spell on Gawain, if you need to do something, whatever the situation is, it's all accessible now. The downside is these guys are coming out and they're going to be going to attack you guys as well now. So the abbot has dropped concentration on that, but is maintaining he's using his action every turn to maintain the portal, but no concentration required. The shades are going to make a bunch of attacks at you, Gawain.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Well, flattened out with the flanking. So that is a
Oh, yeah.
24 with that
Miss.
stupid Shield of Faith.
Yep.
A miss. You know what? I'm just going to do it like this. So that's 2 of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Miss, 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 miss. Okay. And these guys rush out into the tent. 3 are going to target Misty.
May I use my reaction, sir?
4.
An attack of opportunity?
These guys would not have provoked one. Just because of the sheer mass, they're not within your range. These ones that are going around and out are not within your range.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the ones that just attacked me, or the ones.
No, those guys are right on you. Others are continuing to pour in.
Cool.
Okay. 12 against Misty.
Miss.
19.
Hit.
That is 6 points of necrotic damage.
Easy.
And your strength is reduced by 3.
Wow, I already didn't have enough.
And then the third one is a dirty 20.
Also hits.
Also hits. That one is 11 points of necrotic damage.
God damn.
Mm.
And your strength is reduced by 4.
Fuck.
Oh, this varies. Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be 2 con saves as well to see if you hold bless.
Yes. 2 concentration
I'm gonna guess
checks.
Probably not, since I'm now at a -4 strength.
You're at a -4 strength. Yeah. Your strength is reduced to 0, and you are dead.
Kill you.
No, I'm not. I've got 2 on my strength. It's a -4 modifier.
Oh, okay. You had me. You don't scare me like that.
Plus, concentration checks aren't based off strength anyway.
That's true.
So that's 1 success, 1 fail on the concentration.
So the second one is a fail.
Yep.
It was just a DC 10, but bless drops. Against the abbot, 23, 23, and 7.
Jesus.
Which will, I mean, both of those will hit. For 19 points of necrotic damage, which he is not resistant to. Oh boy. And his strength is reduced by 8. Oh gosh.
Shit.
The abbot's dead.
The abbot's down. No, the abbot's down to 10. He's pretty beefy. And then Ned, 3 attacks coming at you.
Damn, he's got a +4 strength.
Yeah.
14, 5, and 13.
Wow, I don't even have to cast shield because of my mage armor. I'm at 15.
Nice. Excellent.
That was just pure luck, my friends.
Oh boy. Okay, so that was the Shades go. Top of the round. Gawain, the environment hits you again. That's a reasonably low roll. 20 points of force damage.
Okay.
All right. And then we move on to Ned.
Okay. So I counted 9 attacks, and there's 9 shades in our general vicinity right now.
Yes, 3 have targeted each of the 3 have targeted Misty, Misty, Abbott, and Ned each.
Okay, and they're still within like our physical reach, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. Do, 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 do. Hold on one moment. I'm just making sure that I actually chose what I wanted to choose before correctly. Oh, okay, cool. I did. All right. I'm going to use a bonus action. Take my sunglasses off and activate. Do, 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 do. Hold on. Activate my innate sorcery. And as
Nice.
I do so, the ticking clock that people normally hear only when they stare into my eyes becomes a loud echo all around me. And with that, I am surrounded in a golden light, which I will raise my staff to the air, slam it down to the ground, casting fireball at my feet. But also, using one sorcery point to cast it carefully to protect myself, the abbot, Misty, and whatchamacallit, Rissa's body. I don't know that Gawain would necessarily be in this, but if he somehow is, he would be protected as well. And because the new careful spell completely protects from damage, none of us will take any, despite not having to roll bullshit.
That's
And I can
great.
choose a max of 5 targets. That was 4 that I listed, and probably the only 4 that I need to. On top of that, my saving throws are normally a save DC of 19, but because I activated this, it's a save DC of 20 dexterity. And
Wow.
because I don't like bullshit, I'm casting it as a level 4 spell.
Okay.
So I need DC 20 dex saves. Ooh, fun fact for these pages now. This applies to both this and also a rage. There's a box you can click, and it'll automatically make my saving throws here +1. And for rage, it'll automatically make your add +2 to your attacks.
Cool.
Thank
And then you can
goodness. I'm
and then
tired
you
of
can
making
unclick it,
mistakes.
so you don't have to do that math specifically. But
Nice. Hmm.
yeah, so give me one moment to just to take off my that. Da, da, da. And how long does this? Okay, this whole thing lasts a minute. The innate sorcery, so that DC will be like that. And here comes the fireball. Only all that for just 20 damage. I rolled really
20
badly.
damage. All
But
right.
how many targets did you hit?
A lot of them.
9.
Yeah. Yeah, all 9 of them. Okay.
See, you did 180 points of damage. That's pretty good for a fourth level spell slot.
1, 2, 3 fails around Misty. 1 success, 1 fail, 2 fails around the abbot. 1 fail, 1 success, 2 fails around Ned. So right now, Misty has no shadows around her. Ned has 1 shadow, and the abbot has 1 shadow.
So we got rid of quite a few. That's good.
All of the other ones are dead, and the ones who do remain are looking very hurt.
Got it. And mind you, the TikTok only happens as I'm casting spells.
Mhm.
So I'm not just annoying you with the TikTok and sound if you're an ally.
That's cool. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right. If you have a bonus action of any
My bonus action
the
was
bonus
to
action was
activate that
the
ability.
activate. Yes, it was. You were correct. Okay, cool. Misty.
All right. Would it be possible to place a fairy fire on all of the remaining shades?
Not all of them. This is quite a maelstrom. But you can light up a bunch of them.
Okay.
Do you mean both? You mean in or out of the thing? Of the Like the ones surrounding us or the ones surrounding
Oh,
Gawain?
yes, good question.
Either or both.
You can definitely get both of the ones that are remaining outside in the tent. You can. What's the range on Fairy Fire? How far can you cast it away from yourself?
60 feet.
60 feet? Gawain hasn't gone 60 feet yet. So you can hit, or Gawain's right at that cusp, so you could hit around 60 feet. But you can't, but obviously you can't do both.
I'm going to do the ones around Gawain, and it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
So it's a Dex 16 save.
Honestly, I might not. I'm probably not even gonna engage them. I'm just
Well, they
trying
might
to rip
engage you.
Riss out.
Yeah, they're trying to engage you, though. That's the problem.
But the fairy fire won't do anything in that
Yeah.
to defend him.
It
Well,
doesn't do
it's
any
not-
damage
It's
or
not meant to defend him. It's meant to give them disadvantage on saving themselves.
Wait, in what way?
Hmm?
It gives them disadvantage.
Does the new fairy fire do
On-
some different shit?
Oh, yeah, unless they change the spell, it may function differently than I remember.
Objects in a 20-foot cube within range are outlined in blue, green, or violet. Each creature in the cube is also outlined. If it fails dexterity for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius and can't benefit from the invisible condition. Attack rolls against an affected creature or object have advantage if the attacker can see it. So,
Yeah, it doesn't really give disadvantage, unfortunately.
yeah, true.
No, it just means if Gawain were to attack them, they would get advantage. He would have advantage attacking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, never mind. So I would like to position myself in a position where I can let's see, which one was it? No, that one won't do any good either. No, I don't want to do hex. I don't know what to do.
Is there any way you can knock out one of the two remaining that are right next to us?
Yeah,
Because I don't think the abbot or you can lose more strength right now.
So I will go up to the nearest one, making sure that I am more than 10 feet away from Ned or the abbot.
Yes, you can rotate around to make sure you get that distance.
And would you say that by doing that, those two remaining shades are within 20 or within 10 feet of me?
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So getting both of those two shades, not hitting Ned or the abbot or Riss. Arms of Hadar.
Ooh. Nice. Okay.
It's a strength 16 save.
Strength 16.
Did he take half damage also on a success?
Let's see.
Well, that's fail.
Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Half damage. So that's a whole entire 4 necrotic damage.
4 necrotic.
Maybe that's enough.
Unfortunately, these creatures are immune to necrotic damage.
Of course they are.
I had a feeling.
As this is just a momentary instantaneous effect. Okay. Bursts out and unaffected.
Okay. And then I will turn to, or go back to Riss. And even though they're technically a dead body right now, I'm going to cast Healing Word at 2nd level. To kind of
just
to see if I can remove some of that char.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. It does a little bit of it does flake off to reveal a little bit more pink or not so black flesh underneath.
Yep. So that's 16 points of healing to their dead body.
Sounds good.
And that's my way of calling
right.
to them as well.
Gawain, you are up.
Okay.
Since your allies were distracted by the shades who burst through the portal, you will make your insight check just straight. No bonuses from anyone else.
Okay. You gave me another bardic, correct, Misty?
Yes.
Like, not this last term before that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. So that is...
Did you? Because you were technically not considered the same plane at that point.
I had given the bardic inspiration before he went through.
Right, which he used.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you gave me another one.
I only gave you
Oh, okay.
because that's the only one. That's the only thing I could do.
Well, I thought once the portal opened. Okay, it's fine.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that the portal just opened, so this
Yeah, the
past
portal
turn
just
would have been
opened.
the only time she could have done this.
Okay, yeah. So that is a dirty 20.
20. You reach out and you feel in your spirit that there's no reason that you should be able to, there's no rhyme or reason to why you've made it, but you've made it. You feel them in front of you, in your heart, in your soul, and you grasp on, and it's like holding on to quicksand. You can't get a good grip on it, but you have a good enough grasp on what you believe to be Riss's spirit.
I'm gonna get you out of here, and I hold on with all of my might, and I'm just gonna try to fucking Superman jump out of there.
Gotcha. So you can make it halfway through, but you can't make it all the way back. Since it was 2 rounds in, it'll be 2 rounds back.
Does this count as a creature?
This is a creature, yes.
Damn.
Technically, yes, because they're shadows.
The Riss's soul, I mean.
Yes. Yeah, Riss is the same thing as these. It's just not a non-combatant.
Okay, fuck. So I couldn't Misty step and take them with me.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, but
Potentially vortex warped out.
no, but I can vortex swap that out. But that's during
That's
my
what I'm
turn.
saying.
You do your own thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
And in
Okay.
fact,
I'm gonna get as close as I can with my movement. I use my action to reach out and grab Riss. I'm going to go ahead and use my... Where the fuck is it? Sorry, trying to find my thing. Healing Hands. I'm going to use that as a bonus action. It allows me to roll 3d4 and regain healing from that. Or 4. Come on, baby. 3. So that's 11 more points back.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna need it.
I figured as much.
All right, so the abbot is going to... This guy's in his face.
do a little bit of offense to help us out with these 2 things in our face.
It's in his face, and it's really doing... Okay, yeah, no, he has to take care of this, because he can't let this...
If he dies,
this
we're
lag
fucked.
behind. Yeah. Yeah, even if more come out, we need to deal with all of the... You can't let the ads build up. And in his radiant form, he manifests his mace and just brings it down right on top of this thing, and it flares with light. Natural 20, of course.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
this thing is, oh my gosh, they're vulnerable to radiant, aren't they? Oh, they are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's gonna deal 6 plus 6 is 12 plus just because I'm morbidly curious. 12 plus 32 is
48.
40. What did you say? 12 plus
48. Wait, 12 plus
12 plus
40.
32 is going to be
Oh, 30. 44.
44. Plus another 50.
94.
It's
Deals
dead.
94 damage to this guy in front of him. Um,
Jeez.
and he has a second attack. So he's going to throw his mace at the other guy for a 26, which is going to smite this thing back into Kingdom Come. And they both just. And the look on his face knows that he has just ended a eternal life forever, but it is in the service of a greater cause. And he's sad and sorrowful, but knows it was necessary. As both of these guys are gone. All right. Shades are gonna go. We're gonna do 6 at you, Gawain. Miss, miss, miss. 25.
Mess.
Can't believe you.
Shield of Faith.
So glad I put it on my spell
Miss,
list.
miss. Yeah, no, absolutely. Nothing. Can't get through. And as massive and unrelenting as this mob seemed to be, there is a finite number. Only 4 more swarm through the entrance out into the main area. And target Ned and Misty. Against Ned, a 7 and a 10. Against
Oh.
Misty, a 7 and a 5. So no hits. All right. The abbot shouts, hold fast! He's almost through, and then I will seal this gate. Top of the round. You take. Oh boy. 13, 25. 35 points of force damage. Gawain.
Good thing it was Gawain and not Misty that went through.
Right.
And it is Ned's turn. There are 2 shadows on you, 2 shadows on Misty. It looks like Gawain will be able to make it out on his next turn.
I have 2 ways to do this. Just give me a moment. I'm thinking of something. I am fighting with the fact of either vortex warping not Misty, Rissa's spirit and just directly plopping it into the body, which I don't even know if that would work. So that would be why Ned would not want to do it. And just doing a second verse, same as the first kind of situation right now. Now, trusting that Gawain can make it, I will, as a third level spell, careful spell fireball in the same way I did before. And again, I'll need a DC 20 saves for dexterity. And give me one moment. Just making sure I actually take these sorcery points off. So this time as a third level spell. $30 points of fire damage.
Woof. Both of the ones on you fail. One fails on Misty, and they're all evaporated. One with a natural 20 succeeds and is barely holding on in front of Misty.
Okay, this time I do have my bonus action. How does Gawain look?
How does Gawain look? Let's see. A third.
Yeah, about a third. Sorry, didn't realize I was muted.
You good?
Wait, hold up. Is that true? Or is that a mistake on this thing's part? Oh shit, was Lesser Restoration always a bonus action spell?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Oh, that's. I mean, I'm not obviously not using it, but it is Lesser Restoration is a bonus action.
Yes, it has changed. Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's not useful at this very moment, but one of these days it will be. How are Misty and the Abbot looking health-wise?
In terms of health, the abbot is looking okay. He is looking severely sallowed and drained, though. His form is like emaciated significantly.
And Misty?
Misty, health-wise, she's doing okay, but she has almost no strength left.
God, well, I cannot reverse that, unfortunately. Not unless Lesser Restoration can do that.
No.
I figured it wouldn't, but you never know. Maybe it'll be kind.
All right.
You know what? I never know what's going to happen. I'm just going to use my free cast of Healing Word on Gawain.
Okay.
If he's close enough.
Yes, it's 60 feet. He's within 30.
Okay. He'll get back 9 health, so nothing great, but you know.
It all helps.
Hey, that second cast doesn't count, even though it's higher. I just accidentally pressed it.
It pushes him almost to 50%, so from 30 to 50. Take it.
Yep, and I'll add my turn there.
Misty. There is one shadow barely holding on.
Okay.
In front of you. Gawain is 30 feet away, trudging back, sort of half disintegrating as he's pushing through and just trudging through this. It's almost like he's walking through mud, pulling himself back along this tether. The abbot just smote a couple of things and is trying to regain control over this portal. And the shades are continuing to swirl and whirl. They are unkempt and uncontrollable.
Okay. I am going to use the last of my strength to stand back up. Bonus action, disengage, so I can get around the shade in front of me. I'm going to pull out my Dagger of Venom and race at Gawain and go for an attack.
Did you jump into the portal?
Mm-hmm.
DM.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Does a natural 20 hit?
It's going to hit whatever you're going after.
So, Gawain, this is the moment, by the way, in case you didn't see the message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Misty comes in for the attack. dagger in an overhand. She goes to thrust it, and you feel on your shoulder a solid hit.
Can Gawain? I don't think Gawain can Gawain do anything in this moment.
Let me know what you want to do, and we'll say.
Um, hmm. Because Gawain at this point, he is impossibly confused because he, as far as he knows, you were on our side trying to get this done, and you've just suddenly 180'd and come at me. Um, I just let it slip. I try to basically tuck and roll because I think that she's going after Riss, and I am going to basically just say, please don't hurt Riss, and tuck and roll and try to put myself in between the two of them, and I'll body the hit.
Okay. Where is your axe at the moment?
It's in my hand.
In your hand. You tuck and roll and you body the hit, and she lands on top of you, and you have protected Riss. And you feel the dagger hit and bounce off, and you feel it ring as though the impact hit it at the right vibration, and it just buzzed right out of Misty's hand.
But what you felt was actually just Misty's arm hitting your shoulder. As you looked back, her dagger is buried in the shade head a foot behind you, not Riss. And
I'm gonna roll. Can I roll a perception check to see if I see that?
I'll give you
Because
that
I
for
think
free. That's
Gawain is
not.
okay. So it just looked like Misty was going to stab Gawain, but instead took out this shade.
yep.
Yes.
So you thought she was going after you.
Um, hmm. This is a very fucked situation. Um,
Now you do have Misty on you. She's like, she's has her knife is buried in the shade behind you, but you have effectively bodied the impact and like lifted her up and are carrying her out with you. Because she is so incredibly emaciated, and there is almost nothing left of her. No hindrance whatsoever. And that brings us to your turn.
okay. 30 feet of movement, hauling ass out.
Asshole.
It as you leave, the abbot closes the portal.
There's still a shade there.
Is there still a shade there? There is still a shade there.
He told me I think there's only
Yes. There's the
One
one that
eye?
was on Misty. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I think in at this point, Gawain is just full leaping like off of like kicking off of like whatever he can. Shades, whatever incorporeal things he can maybe find purchase on. And he is just roughly leaping from thing to thing. Um, and um, yeah, I think just because of the way it's precarious, because I was holding wrist with my shield arm, so I have to have Misty with my axe arm. So, like, am I able
Unarmed
to carry
strike
them
defeat.
without hurting them?
So
You can
she. Go ahead.
you can do a flying kick at it and use an unarmed strike if you
Mhm.
just want to make it fun.
What happened was she leapt at you. You curled and she landed on you. You just sort of like kept going, and she was perched on you. So you're not actually holding her. You're just carrying her through almost like a bulldozer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just leap through, and it's not going to be a clean landing because I'm just going for as much distance as possible, saying fuck the speed. All I need to do is survive. So, I'm going to just because as a bonus action. I'm going to use my last channel divinity to turn the tide. Um,
Is that the healing
anyone?
one?
Yeah. Just in case I get stuck in here for another fucking round for some reason. That's
Oh no,
10 points back.
you've made it out.
Okay.
Yes, so you and
Yeah.
everyone are out. The portal closes behind you. There is one shade left in the room. As you leap and collapse onto the ground. And the portal closes.
Um,
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do I have any, like, do I still have an action left to try to take out the shade? Since I didn't have to, like, insight check to, like, grab the right soul this turn.
I'm going to say your action was the guarding to move and maneuver to keep her safe, or to, excuse me, to keep Riss safe. And then you moved.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I've got.
All right. Let's pause here because I know it's getting late. Do we want to take a quick 5 for a bathroom break?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, let's do that. Those of you watching, this has been wild. I forgot we were streaming. Real talk, not gonna lie. But yes, so this is real D&D, guys. This is how it works. We're not putting on a production. This is actual home game. So we'll be back here just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we will see you in just a few. Stay there. Don't move. All right. Oh boy, guys. I wouldn't have broke combat if I didn't need a minute for my own self. So let's jump back into it. Right where he picked off, right where he left off, Gawain landed in a heap with Misty and what is presumably Riss's spirit, soul, shadow thing.
It's
Um,
actually not Riss, it's Amaris.
um, so the abbot um, is going to go. And he is going to fling his mace at the final remaining shadow. Um, which another natural 20. This thing is so dead, it had 1 health left. Even on a success against the fireball.
I mean, it was 30
Tonight
damage. I wish
tonight has
double.
been a insane. Anyway, it's been wild tonight, guys. What a way to come back. First roll, nat 20. Um, yeah, so that guy's smoked, smitten, and just and he collapses onto one knee and just sort of falls backwards and props himself up. Is how is everyone okay? Sort of pushes himself up onto his side. He is looking extremely weak.
I will I will try to get a shoulder underneath the abbot as well, and try to help him up. Axe is sheathed at this point.
So
Just making sure that he's good, and I'm holding wrists with my shield arm.
So, Gawain, you get up. You have Riss cradled in your shield arm, and you go to sheathe your axe, and you realize that was the side you ducked, protecting Riss, leaving your blade exposed as Misty leapt at you. And you now realize that Misty is lying on the ground and you are pulling your blade out from her abdomen. And it just as you go to sheathe it, and then you realize what is going. It takes a second to register of like, wait, and the life is already out of her eyes. Something about being in the afterlife, being so close to an unbodied soul, something. She is already dead.
Wayne just drops the axe to one side, um, and um, still able to, because right now he's like 6 or 7 feet tall, so he's still able to like hold up the abbot even if he drops onto his knees. Um, and Gawain is just frantically going to try to like put the wound back together and try to like put a healing spell into it. Or he takes out a potion and or no, yeah, he just does a first level cure wounds. But I don't think
As
it does anything.
the magic releases and courses through Misty, and she sort of like jolts, almost like a defibrillated for a second before her body just flops and just lays back down. Eyes just staring ahead. And you see, as you're leaning over her, Riss's soul sort of pulls itself free and falls on top of Misty's now incredibly emaciated form, and just ever so slightly curls on next to the wound. Just on it curls around the top of the wound on her chest, just ever so slightly, just almost as if it's nuzzling.
Gawain just looks up at the abbot and Nedro and just says, "What happened?" I I didn't s- I didn't I thought they were going after Riss. So I turned and I think I killed Misty.
But why did she even jump in there? It made no sense.
No idea. I was making my way out. I would have made it.
The abbot just grips your shoulder a little bit firmer, not for support, but to so that you feel he's there with you. Love makes us do irrational, illogical, stupid choices. As his eyes are glassing over. Just forehead to forehead with you.
We need to continue on with the ritual, brother.
Right. And Nedro put his sunglasses back on this time and say, "Do you think you can bring her back as well?"
I can do one. Maybe.
You need to rest, brother, but we still have work to do.
I can do one.
We choose risks. Because I have a feeling that if we chose Misty, Misty would in fact stab us for choosing her instead of Riss.
He he coughs a squeaky laugh. Um very very well. Help me over that. And he points to ritual supplies. And as he prepares the rest of the raised dead, um, and you guys arrange it. You lay down Riss's body. You scoop up Riss's soul, and lay it down into Riss's form. And you realize that as it suffuses the corpse, there is a crumpled note in one hand that moves and is now crumpled in from one hand of the soul. It moves over and is now crumpled in that same hand of the corpse, for when Riss wakes up. Or if you wanted to go grab the note, you notice it as the soul is laying itself down into the corpse.
It's in Riss's hand specifically.
It was in Riss's soul's hand, and you notice it as it gets laid down into the body.
Yeah, this was the piece of paper that Misty had wadded up into Riss's hands, into her charred hands.
Would any of us? Because I know we found the body. I don't know if we
yes,
ever
yes, yes.
saw the. I don't know if we ever saw the note.
Mm-mm. You're just now seeing it.
With Gawain's perception of, so like when we first found Riss's body, when you were hiding it, we wouldn't have seen this note.
Right, because
No.
she was...
Okay,
she
so
was-
then I'll
Yeah, she-
revise the description. As you lay out Riss's body to receive the soul, this you now see that there is a scrap of paper and parchment in one of their hands.
Yeah, basically she had her hands like this, and there was a long stem flower in that hand, as well as the wadded up note.
Yes. So there's the note there.
Basically
And
stating that like we seeing this note in Riss's hands right now, and we have Gawain and I have no specific way of knowing that Misty was the one who gave the note.
it wouldn't be a foregone conclusion to say this is probably something that Misty did.
Okay, in that
Since
case,
Misty's the only one.
granted, it's not the time to be reading notes, but yeah, even less reason to read that note.
Yes, so you lay down the corpse, and you lay down the soul as it just sort of fades into it. And the body begins to like twitch, little like nerve impulses, as the abbot begins his ritual and begins to weave with these golden threads, and literally stitching, weaving Riss's soul into this body. This is no more this is no longer just a resurrection, right? This is this soul with this body at this point in time. It is just as much a reanimation as it is a resurrection. And as he moves, these golden threads pierce and tug at various points in the skin and seem to bind this black, almost ethereal entity before tugging through and pulling out into nothing, leaving no trace and no mark, until it has been sewn head to toe. And with the raised dead, Riss, one breath in and out, eyes open, bolts up at the waist, just looks around. I'm back. And then faints backwards.
Alive though?
Yes. Yes, still alive, unconscious.
I'll attempt to catch them before they hit their head hits the ground. Don't want to give
Yes.
them nerve, like concussion or anything.
And the abbot is absolutely spent. He is struggling to... He cannot stand. He's struggling to remain kneeling. Help me to my bed.
I will try to do that while Gawain has Riss. I'm assuming I don't need like the strength of like Gawain in order to just help someone to the bed.
No, you are correct. Several labored footsteps, and he lays himself down. Just staring at the ceiling. Go ahead.
Are you gonna be okay?
I will be fine. I'll be fine. I just need time.
Interestingly enough, during that whole fight, Ned did not take a single point of damage, and everyone around him is fucked up to sub level.
Oh boy, the strength drain is what really gets you about those guys. Oh boy.
But what I mean
All
is everyone
right.
got a strength drain.
It's the no
Um,
save part that sucks.
They
Yep.
also probably have a +1 to attack, so we just
Yeah,
got
it's not
unlucky.
much.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's fair.
I could only have gotten a hit on a nat 20. Even on a 19, it would only have been a 25.
A +4 isn't terrible, dude. All you needed
Mhm.
to hit me was to have gotten an 11 on the roll before I cast shield out.
Yeah, before you got shield. But yes, the abbot is exhausted, wiped in his bed. He's still conscious. Um, but Riss is unconscious. Misty is there in body, but not in spirit. Um, and then Gawain and Nedro.
I think Gawain is just fully crying right now. Like he's just very overwhelmed. He just accidentally killed a member of his team.
You look up as tears are pouring from your eyes, and there's a light flare in your periphery, and you feel a warm hand on your shoulder. There are no words as she stands there with you, your Lady of Light. And you instinctively glance over at Misty's corpse. And there is the black smoke rising up and drawn to you. Where do I have this?
And once again, this is something only he can see.
Correct. Gawain is the only one who is seeing this.
I know the abbot's looking at the wall, the ceiling, so I can't tell if he can see it either, because I wouldn't be able to like see him reacting to anything.
Gawain, as this darkness drifts off of Misty and just soaks into your core, you gain the ability Violent Attraction. When another creature that you can see within 60 feet hits with a weapon attack, you can use your reaction to increase the attack's velocity, causing the target to take an additional 1d10 damage of the weapon. Alternately, if a creature within 60 feet takes damage from a fall, you can use your reaction to increase the fall damage by 2d10. And you can use this a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. I'll send this all to you.
Okay.
You don't have like. Oh wait, shit! I don't know what weapon masteries he took.
Topple?
If you had push, which you could easily switch, I don't think push specifies which you can only push him horizontally. I think you can knock him
I'd
into
have
the
to
air.
I'd have to change weapons.
Yeah. What I'm saying is because I think you can knock him into the air. I forget how far the push is. I don't know if you push him high up enough that it can make fall damage happen.
Mm,
But
I
look
see.
into that. So wait, that's a reaction from him?
Yes, a reaction to increase the damage of an attack or increase the fall damage that is being taken.
So I can cause Ivor's bullets to be like incredibly deadly. Like more deadly, I should say.
Yeah. So, okay. So the way this is worded, I'm going to change it. So when a creature is hit with a weapon attack within 60 feet of you, so the target needs to be within 60 feet because that's where you're affecting it.
Yeah. Wait, is that not how it's worded?
No, it's assuming a melee attack. I think based on the wording. When another creature that you can see within 60 feet is hit
Of you.
with a weapon.
Is that the wording you're changing, or is that the wording it has?
That's the wording I'm changing. Is hit with a weapon attack.
Okay.
So the target that is taking damage needs to be within 60 feet of you.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yes. Okay. And she stands there. It's great. We're gonna have to.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So back in game. She stands there with you. Silent for several moments as you weep.
Um, I was supposed to protect, and I ended up doing more harm than good. I
Hold on.
understand that accidents happen, but I don't know if I'll be able to forgive myself. I understand she was complicated.
She was not complicated. She was deceitful, hidden, and at every turn tested your trust, manipulated you. There's no shame in this death. Elia died as she lived.
Wait, what name did he use?
I just said a liar.
Oh, I gave her like a new
Yes,
name other than
a
Fiona.
liar. No.
Sorry.
No. I'm sorry.
And sorry, when you said that, you say that out loud or specifically to the Lady of Light? Gawain.
I think he's saying this out loud as well.
Okay.
That feels right.
Because to him, this is actually happening.
Mhm.
The Lady of Light is right there. He's talking to her. So I don't think he knows how to differentiate between the internal and the external, really.
So like as he does a last check to make sure the abbot is, resting well, Ned will go over, put his hand on Gawain's shoulder. In your mind, it could be the same one or the other opposite. Up to you. Nedro can't see the Lady of Light. Who knows? You'd be like, look, she made her choice. She jumped in. It wasn't particularly necessary. But as the abbot said, love makes us do foolish things.
The very atmosphere in there was corrosive in a way. It felt like I was being pulled apart molecule by molecule.
No.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
it
Go ahead.
it must have looked not great from the outside, so I just can't imagine why Misty was so keen to jump in.
Maybe she just wanted to
Let's
make
just
sure she got the job done. Well, look, maybe if we give the abbot some time, we can bring her back too, which even I'm surprised I'd want, but for Rissa's sake. And while that's going on, is there a blanket around that I could use to just like cover up Misty?
Yes, absolutely.
So then I'll do that. I'm saying, and as I said, can't say I can't say that at the end that I ever liked you. Doesn't mean I won't get you back. And I'll cover up.
To you, Gawain.
Do not think that you are not a protector. You understand, yes?
As you deem, my lady.
There's a change in her tone.
You must kill Nedro next.
As you look up and Ned just starts pouring. No, I'm kidding.
It is. I understand how difficult it is to act without knowing, to walk in faith without seeing. When you're here and you can see as I do, you will understand that all is as it should be. Every action creating the best possible outcome. No matter how hard, no matter how unpopular it is to make, it is for the good of the people that you make that decision. I know you can't see what I see. I only ask that you trust the vision that I grant.
Thank you, my lady. I was beside myself. I think I understand. I shall walk in your light. Ever faithful.
You are too pure for this dirt hole. It all just tries and seeks to drag you down. Rise up, my champion. Rise above. Rise like the sun.
Gawain closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. The tears kind of stop flowing. They slow to a trickle and then just shut off. And he just tries to focus on like he has like a few touchstones with the Lady of Light that give him like that make him calm. And one of which is like while she talks to him, he can feel that sun on his armor kind of feeling, which is probably one of the more comforting things that he like that you can do to like comfort Gawain. And he just starts to go through a couple of like breathing exercises and appreciates the Lady of Light's company, but doesn't assume to command her time.
And she remains with you there. She doesn't have anything else that she needs to say. But she'll remain with you until you stand up or begin to move on to another task, at which point she will fade back into the ether.
I think Gawain just sits there until someone physically like taps him and like basically makes him come out of his like meditation.
Since there's only one person to do that,
I was gonna say it's just you.
before he does that, so with the abbot on in his bed, Misty, on the ground, but at least more respectfully covered up. Before Ned goes to Gawain specifically, what he'll do is try and is there like a seat at all? What does he have in here? I want to lay wrist to rest somewhere. I don't know if he has like a chair or something.
Yes. There is a yeah, it's almost like one of those Greek like reclining couches kind of thing. Half chair, half couch. I'm thinking of a very specific thing. I don't know if it's coming across.
If the abbot has a settee, he's officially gay, by the way.
Oh boy. What is that? I'm How do you spell it? E, okay. Yeah, that's absolutely what it is.
Wait, what is it? How is it spelled?
Setee.
Setee. Notice there are only the queer people here now. Anyway, as Ned, a queer man, puts another queer person on the settee. And so after he does that, he'll once again put his hand on Gawain's shoulders, like, "Hey, look, we did the best we could. All's not lost."
Gawain you see a smile if you can see his face, and he just takes a hand and puts it on his shoulder for a second. Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know. No, wasn't that? I thought I just imagine Gawain taking his arm and slamming the fuck. And this will be the moment he turns evil and just starts like fucking shit up. Okay, no.
I'm sorry, Nedro. The Lady of Light demands it.
I knew that bitch was evil. All right, come on. Let's get you up. There's nothing left to do but get a much needed rest.
Agreed. I'll slowly get up. Gawain looks pretty emaciated for himself, for like himself as well.
Mhm.
Not quite as bad as the abbot, but he does look a little fucked up.
So while he guides you to anywhere to get some rest, He's going to open up the puzzle box of whatever that we called him holding,
Mhm.
and he's Ned has not cooked one time since you've known him. Very much relied on Gawain, and is relying on Gawain once more to be prepared and see if there's anything to eat there, so he can give his friend some of his own food in his time of need.
Amazing.
He's good at talking, not cooking. Okay.
Does Gawain meal prep?
Um,
I think is the question.
I think he only meal
hundred
preps, dude.
percent.
Only meal
Yeah,
preps.
100%.
It's very true.
It's a lot of things that are like almost ready. So like you just need to like reheat it, basically. Just like put it on the fire and then you're good. Or like put it in the oven. There's a couple things that are just fully ready to eat.
Does this man have an oven or any place that can fire sorcerer's burst to make? Okay.
Yes. Yes, there's a fireplace
Okay.
that leads up through and vents right up into the top of the tent, which then goes right out.
All right. So I guess I'll do that. Any pans I would need for that, and heat up Gawain's own food and prepare it for him.
That's great.
Um, take a small amount myself and offer the abbot if he is willing and not passed out.
He is unconscious. He is asleep.
Hmm.
While you're preparing this, you also notice that laying wrists down must have jostled their hand enough that the note has come out, and you can see crumpled on one end or on one side, very much your name written in large letters.
You know, I'm gonna play the game that Steven plays. Well, first I'll ask you this. Ignore Sarah. Steven, do you want Ned to read it?
I don't care one way or the other.
Just give me
I
one or
really,
the other.
I present it. Sure, go for it. Yes.
So you do. Odds or evens, bitch.
Oh, odds are always in my favor. I can't believe. No, I'm the DM.
All right. The best part is you get to see my roll since I always roll digitally.
Oh yeah.
So odds, Ned reads it. Wow. Why
Odds!
did he? Okay.
Yay!
Lucky 13 even.
Yes.
So he will take it, open it up, and see what it says.
Okay, so if you would like to follow along, it is in the journal under the Curse of Strahd handouts, but I will read it for you just to make life so much more fun. Nedro, I can do this no longer. At every turn, I feel your distrusting eyes upon me. I feel the same from Gawain and Ivor as well. I have done nothing to earn such heartache. I know that I made a mistake in judging distances when Cesar was fatally wounded at my hand, and I will forever grieve that action. No words I could ever utter would make amends for my actions, nor would they ever express my truest sorrow at the harm that I have caused. Yes, I did forge that letter, because I was hurt and upset at the way I've been treated. And you have no idea how hard it was to forge that letter, in the snow, in the wind, behind a bush, with my right hand. I'm left-handed, by the way. But all I've ever wanted was, for the first time in my entire life, to actually belong to something wonderful. When I first met all of you in the Dead Plane, and got to join you in defeating that mechanical creature, I was so excited that I had finally found a group of potential friends that I could share my life with. And then I got to know each of you and your amazing qualities, and I knew that I would do anything to protect each and every one of you from the evils that infest this land. Even more so, For the first time in my 22 years of life, I discovered what love truly is. I've told Riss a few times that they are the first person I have ever experienced what it is truly like to feel love in my fey heart with, and that I would do anything and everything to protect them from any evil that would do them harm. I've performed the acts of emotions many times over the years, and had become a master at the performance. But it was not until I had met them that I truly and magically experienced it for the first time. If it were ever in my power to do so, I would take them away from all of these evils and provide them a life of comfort and education and love. But unless we manage to rid the world of Strahd, I fear that I may never be able to give that to them. Speaking of evils, do not trust Baba Lysaga, or as you have come to know her, Lys. I was cursed from birth to do her bidding, even against my every intention not to. It was a product of a deal that was made between my parents and Baba Lysaga that created a hex within my blood. She is evil, and the only one that I know of who is almost as powerful as Strahd. Defeat her and reclaim the gemstones from her, and you will be victorious against Strahd. Now that I have written all of this down, I am truly unsure if you will ever trust me enough to actually read it. So I will keep it here in my breast pocket, close to my heart, in the hopes that I will someday be able to share it with you. I truly only want the best for each of you, and especially Riss. Please forgive me. Forever your friend and compatriot, Fiona Knox, Misty Thornheart.
Now I feel bad about killing her.
So as Nedro finishes reading the letter, a single tear running down his cheek, he'll carefully fold it and put it in the breast pocket of his robe, essentially. He'll walk up to Misty's corpse covered up, uncover it up to the shoulder, and put his hand there and says, "Well, we didn't see eye to eye, and even post-death, some of the decisions we made, we likely wouldn't either. I do forgive you. And you can be sure that we will defeat Strahd. And in your name, I'll make sure we defeat Lys first. But if things go the way I want, and hopefully they do, you'll be right beside us when we do so. If for whatever reason I cannot make that be, then just know that, despite it all, you did have a friend in me." And with that, I'll give her a squeeze and cover her back up. And at that point, just kind of sit down with my thoughts.
As Gawain finishes his meal and takes a breath, the abbot down for the count, and Ned thinking contemplatively, your staff picks itself up from wherever it is and
Oh,
approaches.
it's literally always on me. I can't get away from it, remember?
It was
It
oh, okay. I thought you could put it down with like a foot or two.
Like, I mean, I can literally only do that, but if I'm not wielding it, it's usually just like on my back, just like on a
Understood.
ledge there. Yeah.
In that case, it's going to pick itself up off your back and float around in front of you. The top will spin, 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 and it will open up into a number of arms that recoil and just sort of like fold down, leaving like exposed prongs that has this multicolored spark of energy that arcs around. And this energy like suffuses down the staff. Where it was once just blue, it is now like multicolored, like the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones, like the multicolored energy. And I will update the staff. You may, at the beginning of every, or after every long rest, choose a damage type that you will be resistant to until the end of the next long rest.
Am I limited in my choice?
Nope, any type.
So even if it would be a dumb choice, I would choose force. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Oh yeah.
Gawain, was there something that you wanted to add?
I just make sure to take food to my brother, make sure that he's gotten something in him so that he has, can get his strength back. Quite literally.
Yeah, quite literally, yes. Oh boy, yeah. So as you guys recover, spend the evening, rest, regain your strength, literally in most cases, that's where we'll pick up next time. With Riss back and Misty gone. At least for the time being, potentially. Oh boy. And that's what we'll call it for tonight. Amazing. We are knocking it out of the park these last few weeks. This is just phenomenal. I'm loving it. I'm not gloating. I'm loving it. From my perspective, I'm having the most fun I think I've ever had.
Oh yeah, it has been amazing. The roleplay has been phenomenal.
Just as a reminder, those of you watching next week, so that would be Tuesday the 5th. There will not be an episode of Trapped in the Mist streamed, but we will be recording it if at all possible. So the VOD will be available on YouTube for the continuation of the story. But it's voting day. Go out and vote. If you're in the U.S., do your civic duty. If you are 18 or older, make the country a better place. That's all I'm going to say. So no stream on Tuesday, November 5th. But hopefully we will have a VOD to continue the story.
There's a stream this Saturday, though.
We got to stream this Saturday.
Yes,
What is it? It's
Myths of Gaia this Saturday.
Myths of Gaia, baby.
Yep.
Another Myths of Gaia episode. So exciting. That's phenomenal.
Yep.
I'm very excited about it. I will be looking forward to it myself. But thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been great having you. And always remember, you are the legend at the end of the Dragon's Tale. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.